Hi, it's Joy, the same guy who's watching Motherland, Salem, Season 2, Episode 7, Irrevocable. That is a very ominous title. I am stressed after the last episode. I've been in my medically induced coma, like I said. I'm very stressed. So yeah, I don't want to wait any longer. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon. And just like I always say, right now, the beginning of the month is the perfect time to sign up to my Patreon or anybody's patrons, because you only get charged the once. At the beginning of the month rather than near the end of the month and then again on the first of the month, because of how Patreon works. So yeah, that's just a tip for all patrons. And yes, without further ado, let's go. Mushroom, you need to come through for Raelle right now. Your daughter is up to some stuff. Path of Vengeance.
Raelle has been kidnapped.
Uh-huh.
Have the car brought around. Need you back to base.
You do! Everyone does. Oh, was Abigail already left on her revenge mission, and this is a world with no cell phones or anything, so they're not going to be able to contact anybody?
Raelle Collar's security detail was attacked.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know, your big weapon.
They fled the scene. MP's out of
And a wonderful person. I know. I feel the rage too, and I'm stressed. Oh my god, Raelle. Disgusting.
There's only one throat like that in the world. Do be careful.
Oh my god. She must be terrified. I'm terrified. It's gonna be okay, Raelle. Mushroom, you better come through right now. I will interject this stress while we have our beautiful intro, just to point out to anybody who's watched my reaction who doesn't already watch the After the Storm you can find it on Motherland Fort Salem's YouTube account. They are so insightful after every episode, and I think something that I found really interesting with this show is they put things in that they don't explain in the show. Like, I now know what the session is, and it's a really interesting story that, you know, reflects the history of the real world, but in the actual episodes they've yet to ever explain that. They just casually mention it, and that's just such an interesting idea that there is extra lore and history that the showrunners and everyone tell you about in a little after the show thing rather than during. It's an interesting choice, but I will take every bit of knowledge I can. Imagine a book series set in this world. Okay, back to being stressed. Not that I ever stopped. I do think as well it's interesting that, because this world has magic, they've not created as much technology.
Well, we got separated. A couple 100 miles.
Oh god. Bring back up!
We're gonna make them pay.
He is really, like, that is what happens. You can be people who are brought up in a pacifist way. When you get abused and violence is used against you, you use it too.
Safer for you there. I can't just leave.
She's brilliant with the sight and searching for things.
What's going on?
We're gonna find her.
Yeah.
Your investigators were here all morning. Ask them. They won't tell me a damn thing.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The last thing Scylla wanted to hear.
got her.
Yep. Maybe if you'd been a better mother. I will say at this point, I truly do believe that Scylla is not the person she was a year ago, like Anacostia said. I think she does feel remorse for what she did. And, you know, her continued actions need to show that. You know, yeah, ideally she shouldn't have killed that idiot, but he was a man who was going to leave a little child to be stoned to death, so who cries? No one. But I think it's actually Raelle's mother that I hold the most blame for the mall attack and everything, because she took a vulnerable, traumatized girl who, yes, had anger against the conscription, but she turned her into a mass murderer instead of helping her find a healthy outlet or a peaceful way to protest. You know, instead of, I don't know, I mean, obviously conscription is wrong, but the way this breed do it is wrong. So it's Willa that I really dislike, not only for what she's put Raelle through, but also for what she's done to people like Scylla. You know, if we later find out somebody else actually recruited Scylla and now they're just working together, I'll feel less rage, but the concept of, like, it's the higher-ups, the people that join the spree as adults who are then using Scylla. I mean, you join Fort Salem when you're like 18, so Scylla was a kid when they recruited her because she was already recruited, all of that mess. But yeah, that's just kind of where I am right now with Scylla. She's such a fascinating character.
That
won't just lay here while the military's most valuable asset.
And a person.
My daughters is in the hands of the enemy.
Okay.
And if you said
We can't risk exposing you or the biddies to anyone
Yeah.
until the situation's been resolved.
It's Petra is gonna give the speech. She's trying to replace Alder as the head of the army.
forever,
They could both be the leader, let's be honest. Old age and like
prepare to stay.
newer experience.
Making my first incision.
It's not gonna work. Oh my god, why are they doing it while she's awake? They're sadistic. Oh my god, this is disgusting and awful. And Mushroom, what you doing? Heal her, Mushroom! I mean, yeah, murder them, but heal Raelle! This is what I like. Mushroom, keep her safe in every way you can. You chose her. Sorry, the mycelium, their goddess. I should be more respectful. Oh, my love. Like, am I in mushroom heaven? Oh, my darling. Oh my god, this is horrible and brutal.
I've never seen one that can heal.
Ugh.
Ready the clean room.
For
I'm
what?
going to try something new.
Save her already, people! Let Tally look for her. Not only is she motivated, but she's got the best sight that any of you have ever seen. Yes, Raelle! Yes, Raelle! Oh, you're outnumbered by 1,000, but good girl. People that join this kind of thing, they're all like, oh, these are abominations, while they act as abominations.
You're gonna lead us to the girls you took.
Oof. That is very powerful off-canon magic, isn't it? That she could do that so casually. Are these hidden witches?
I know this.
The army's gonna have the best of the best looking for her. Tell us what you know.
It's so crazy to me that all of Raelle's mother's best friends with, like, works with Dodgers, and she joined the spree, and she told Raelle none of
Steal our
this.
voices. And I think it's because they don't want to cause panic, but you need to warn whoever you can.
Yeah. Tally is
Fire to
everything.
the ground for Raelle. Stay safe.
Please. I can't have everyone, like, Abigail's walking into a fight. Oh, I know. Raelle is in literal hell.
She can't do anything to me without breaking the law.
I can't do any work without breaking the law.
You need to keep
Also,
her
assault,
witch.
sweetheart, is
Why?
illegal.
Look, she isn't in the wrong here.
Mm-hmm. Prejudice, bigots everywhere. I know people are scared because they're taking their daughters. But which children get taken too? Oh, my loves, you're meant to go on a top secret mission right now. And he's a pacifist.
I thought I was making the world safer for my girl.
You made it a lot more dangerous.
Instead, I just made it easier for these bastards to take her.
Yeah. You whipped up hate.
When you ordered, just want her to be safe.
Okay. I like who Scylla is right now.
I do.
More than you.
That girl knows how to put up a fight.
She especially had to learn when she lost her mother and had to fight her way through that.
Woman. Gravity does all the work.
You have a problem.
That wasn't
Many.
the first time he died, was it?
You'll be a serial killer.
Rescue team from the trap. Oh wait, you can't.
Oh, Raelle's so brave despite the terror she'll be feeling. I'm
This
fucking.
is going to be painful.
As will your death. Oh no.
Please don't hurt them.
Oh
I'll be the one who hurts.
god. It's funny I said why I wondered why they didn't take Tal and the other witches to use against her because they already had pawns to use against her. Oh. Oh my god, this is disgusting. Oh Raelle, I'm so sorry. You deserve so much better than this.
Sorry.
Mushroom, they're witches. Protect them. Oh, Raelle. Yeah. That's our girl. And I'm... Oh.
10,000 years of tradition for my people.
I don't like Adil sacrificing his principles. Murder,
My
you know.
actions.
Adele.
I wish there was a way we could get them arrested or something, but
Were lost when they murdered your elders.
there is also a lot of truth in what Abigail's saying. Abigail should be the leader of this army one day. She is inspirational. I love you, be safe. Everyone needs to be safe and I'm stressed. Okay, they are risking everything for Raelle. That is some points. I mean, Scylla gets a lot of points. Willa still needs to prove herself to me. I love you both, be safe. They didn't see them, did they? Shit.
She'll do for target practice.
Fuck you.
You might want to start with someone a little more challenging.
Nice of you to come all the way out here and let me finish the job.
You can do this, Abigail. I love you. Don't. Holy shit. You are vengeance.
Done, Charvel.
Behind you, behind you, behind you, behind you. Oh, Adele. He used his work for violence. Maybe is there a reason they didn't use their powers for violence? Because they're too powerful?
Blonde girl that can't die.
Raelle. They've got Raelle.
Yes! Yes, oh fuck, I know. I love the show so much. But I'm so stressed.
Oh, he's a frisky man.
Oh my god.
I must confess.
Oof. One down.
Where is she?
Oh, Raelle. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Can the mushroom beat this? I mean, Raelle's not dying, so yes it can, but... Oh my god. You deserve so much more than this. This is the biggest threat the mycelium's ever faced. I do believe she loves her daughter.
You need to step back.
Oh my god. Raelle deserves to yell at you and scream at you and hug you. Not this. Oh. I did not expect this. Raelle.
It's your mother. No. You died too, Abigail.
I love this and I hate this. Oh. That is a true mother's sacrifice. I did not think that mother was going to die. Especially not before Raelle got to, you know, deal with it. Just more trauma for my child. Thank you for that. Oh, Raelle. Oh.
Mom. Hey, it's okay. Look at me.
Oh,
We're
Raelle.
gonna have another question. I have always loved you.
At least she gets this moment.
Mom, please.
I didn't expect this. Raelle deserves so much more. To get her back and then instantly have her taken away again. Raelle. Raelle. Don't touch her again though, darling. Oh. Run, 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 run! Not my daughters. Oh, it's real safe now, but she's just been through so much. They are vengeance. So, hey mom, hey military, we destroyed some of the Camarilla for you.
Raelle's safe.
It was a Camarilla. We just wanted to put your mind at ease.
You had to bring her down here? Raelle's more than an asset. Yeah.
She is a person. That means nothing to you.
Oh, well.
All she is to you is your precious witch bomb.
You are out of line, General.
Oh my god, they're inside the warding circle and it's happening. Tally has seen what she's not supposed to see yet again.
This shouldn't be possible.
Oh, yeah, the one that replaced her is the one behind it. Yes, Tally. Oh my god. It's Nick.
Victor?
Nick's has seen Tally. I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. Alder once again owes Tally the world. Scylla is the one that can give her the most answers.
You're safe now.
This show does not pull its punches. I am not happy that I had to see Raelle go through that she had to go through that she got tortured that much. She died. She was murdered multiple times by sadistic bastards, but at least those sadistic bastards are dead. Although, did the doctor flee before they destroyed the place? I guess he probably did because we didn't see him die. We will. I have confidence. The little girls are safe for now. Those girls are safe. Raelle is safe. I really didn't think Willow would die in, what is this, episode 7 of Motherland for Salem season 2. I guess we're at like the midway-ish. I mean, we're a bit past the midway point, but we're kind of in the middle of the season, so yeah. I really didn't think she would die. I thought there would be a much kind of bigger moment for that, but at the same time, and by bigger I mean like Raelle would get to scream at her and let it all out and, you know, have the kind of moment she deserved where she could potentially decide to forgive her or not, whereas now, while in a lot of ways I think this was almost the perfect way for her to die, in the sense that she failed her daughter irrevocably by leaving to become a mass murderer and entice other young girls into being mass murderers, but not her own daughter. She kept her out of it for the most part until, I just, you know, mess. But I do think in a way, in her final days, Willa did realise that joining the spree wasn't everything. It didn't change the world. It just whipped up hatred. It gave the Camarilla the seed it needed to grow, and made the world a lot more dangerous. Not to mention that Raelle joining the army that kept fighting the spree would just put her in debt. That's not the point. I do think Willa also came to realise that her actions weren't great. Now, I haven't fully forgiven her because of everything she's done, and, you know, for the influence she had on other vulnerable young girls, but the fact that she, without hesitation, stepped out of the plate for her daughter says a lot about how much she loves her, and I think will be the thing that in time helps Raelle come to some kind of peace in the long run. I mean, not someone dying for you is never going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, but she has that irrevocable, incontrovertible proof that her mother loved her, and I am glad for her sake she got to have that last conversation with her, even if, you know, in a way having her back just to have her taken away again is almost worse, but she got to see her and hold her, and after all the doubt she had when her mum didn't show up in Samhain, she got proof that her mum loved her, and hopefully the fact that Scylla's there means she will get as many answers to her questions as Scylla knows. Scylla knows her mum joined the spree. Scylla knows that, you know, that she was the one that sent Scylla after her and all of that kind of thing. I am hoping that whatever happens... Okay, thank you for that, Dell update. Whatever happens, Raelle and Scylla will be able to tell Raelle what she knows about her mother, because as Willa's dead, Scylla is now the last person standing. Raelle, I don't even want to think about what she's been through this episode. It's unthinkable the terror she would have felt, the pain, but she's our Raelle. She was brave till the last. She did not let them see that she was scared, other than, you know, begging for the little girls, which, again, I salute her for. You know, Raelle is an inspiration, and I adore her, and I hurt a lot right now because I watched her hurt a lot this episode. And I wish we'd kind of got to see a moment where she got to have Abigail and Talia at her side like we kind of did in the first episode, but I also understand that, you know, I guess they've taken a summer to rest up, and they have yet to go home to the army, and there's going to be a lot of questions in terms of what were Abigail and Adil doing successfully raiding a Camarilla warehouse when the army couldn't find it and all that kind of thing. It's out-the-box, unorthodox thinking that gets the job done sometimes, and Alder is too fixated on her path. I'll say it again, my heart is broken for Raelle. I hope she gets to see her father again soon so she can talk to him, so she can be there for him. I mean, he's going to find out his wife left him and his kid and became a terrorist, so that's going to be fun for him. And if he already knew that, then I'll have words with him too, but I don't think he did. And then just Scylla. Now, I did kind of I've been thinking about it a lot. Scylla is one of those characters that you puzzle over. And I do truly believe that over the course of the events of the show, I think she does regret her actions. Now, yeah, that doesn't mean, may wave a magic wand, woo, it's all okay that you killed all those people. But I think if she was faced with that choice today, she would have said no. You can give her a little slack. And when I say a little slack, I don't mean that she should just get away without anybody ever blaming her for it ever again. Because had she said, I'm not doing that, the spree would have just said, okay, off you go, Bob, and Bob would have done it. So, you know, there would always be someone in the spree because they have that mindset. And Scylla was just a young girl who was vulnerable because she'd lived a life of being a dodger, so she didn't have many connections, and then the army swooped in and killed her parents. To set an example, she is ripe to be exploited by extremists. You know, that's often why extremist groups succeed, is because they steal, they blackmail, brainwash, I guess is the one I'm trying to think of, vulnerable people who are being oppressed or hurt by other groups. And it's exactly how the Camarilla is forming, because people feel the witches as a threat because they're scared of them, because they are so much more powerful than them, and now they're suggesting they're going to come for our daughters. But I mean, if your daughter is a witch, then is she still your daughter? You don't want a Tiffany. I hope Tiffany's okay. It's so interesting to me in a way that kind of sense of not our daughters, but then do you just want, what if your daughter is a witch, then it's legal that she's got to go. You got lucky you didn't have to. I don't know. I understand it. I think it is a very realistic response, but it's also just stupid. So for Scylla, I do think she has come around to making better choices. I am proud of her for the fact that she didn't take Raelle to the spree when they wanted to, that she sort of, in that moment, did the right thing by Raelle rather than by what the spree wanted. And obviously then she'd immediately got captured because she was a bit sloppy and didn't check the bathroom was empty. But I do think that she would never on her own have done that. You know, if the spree weren't a thing, if they hadn't recruited her, she would never have done an action that big. Now, yes, she might have been driven to murder someone who wanted to torture then murder a child, but she wouldn't have done a sort of attack on innocence in that way. And, you know, again, ideally these Camarilla would all need to go to prison, but I don't know that the world right now, especially as I think the Vice President is the head of the Camarilla, because that's probably how they know about Raelle, I don't think it's going to be that simple. I don't think it would happen that way, and given that these men are sadistic, vile people, they don't even deserve the title of people, I don't mind them getting killed off, personally. And that being said, I think Scylla is in a place where if she continues down this path, I think I can be happy with her and Raelle, which I never really was in the season 1, because as much as I liked them together in their moments, and in the moments that you could see were real moments where Scylla wasn't just doing the spree's bidding, she genuinely was enjoying her time with Raelle, I also knew that she was a mass murderer and was lying to Raelle about a lot of stuff. So, actually, did Willow recruit Scylla? Because that was the first time they'd seen each other, or was that just the first time she realised she was her mother? I don't know. So I kind of feel like maybe there is some hope for them going forward, which I like. And now Scylla is a character. She has gone with Abigail and Adil. She has Raelle. Now the army are going to be sending people very quickly to this location because they will want their asset back, as they said. Abigail will have a lot to answer, but Scylla is staying. Is the army going to find her? She was very much a one-woman team with Willa, or two-woman team with Willa. You know, they have kind of broken away from the rest of the spree, are just doggedly pursuing Alder and the army. Whereas, like, Willa and Scylla, I'm gonna miss having Willa and Scylla rhyming in my life. They were actually focusing on the bigger threat right now, which is the Camarilla. You know, yes, if your daughter's conscripted, that isn't good, but if she gets vocal cords ripped out, even worse. So yeah, what is she going to do? Is she going to kind of allow herself to be taken by the army? And I mean, I feel like Anacostia might speak up for her again. I don't know. I'm really intrigued. Or is she going to kind of just run off and be out there in the wild? And I do think that given that our main characters, our girls, are all having doubts about Alder and the army, Scylla may well pull them into doing more radical things against the army, which might not necessarily be a bad thing, because none of them would kill an innocent shopping centre full of people. I'm just really intrigued to see what happens next. I do hope they have a chance to talk. I think the fact that they are alone together means that it does seem that Abigail has given them a chance to talk, which is good. I don't think Scylla, I mean, if Scylla has somehow managed to, like, sneakily kidnap Raelle from Adil and Abigail, I will be very cross with her, but it does seem at this point as though they've been given a moment alone, so I hope they get that moment alone, because Raelle deserves answers, as many as she can get, from both Scylla and about her mother. And then Scylla truly does love her. And I also want Abigail there for her, because she's just been through a very traumatic experience, which was then compounded on by her dead mother reappearing alive and then dying. She needs everyone that loves her around her. I'm glad the little girls are safe. Adil, in a lot of ways my heart breaks for him, because he is changing. I mean, that's what Khalida was scared of, but I think it's inevitable. If you suffer as much as he has, if you lose as much as he has, and choosing not to fight does not keep you safe. You know, the Camarilla going after the Turim, they weren't hurting anybody. They were literally pacifists in a remote place. They were not causing a bit of harm to another person. They were literally targeted because of who they were. You know, it's not even like they'd wiped out all of the military witches and so now they wanted to cleanse the world of the abominations. They just went for the easy pickings because they were pacifists. I do think they need to fight back. I do think they need to stand up and defend themselves. And, you know, yes, we did see in this episode, Adil used a lot of aggressive attacking magic. Very powerful stuff as well, or working, sorry, they never really used the word magic, and I need to train myself to stop saying it. Which maybe the Turim are actually very good killers, and that's why they sort of became pacifists, because they were too powerful, and you just kind of scare him when you get that powerful. I worry he's going to lose himself a little bit, just because his being part of the Turim and their ideals was so strongly who he was, and he's changing. He has Abigail at his side, which is a good thing. But I worry about him going forwards, because it is a big step to take, to go from thinking you're going to be a pacifist your whole life to murdering people. Or, not really murdering, defending yourself and those you love and taking lives is a huge step for him. And Abigail, again, she has justice for Charvel. She has killed the bastard that killed her. She has reclaimed her vocal cords. She's done all that she can to avenge Charvel. That was the thing that was giving her the spark. Now, is Abigail going to keep going because she's going to recognise, as she should, how amazing she is, because with the help of Adil, they were able to go in there, rescue those girls, rescue Raelle, you know, bring down that Camarilla base. She is awesome, and just because she doesn't have anything that you can be like, oh, you are specifically good at the site, you are specifically a mycelium person, doesn't mean she's not epic and amazing too in her own way. I'm intrigued about what Abigail's going to do going forwards, and I do think that in a lot of ways, vengeance doesn't make the pain go away in the way you think it would. It doesn't make you feel like, oh, everything's good now because I killed that person, I killed the person I cared about. It doesn't work that way. It can help, but it doesn't work that way. I am intrigued about what the military's response is going to be, because obviously cadets and people who are granted permission to spend time there, I don't know what Adil's technical status is, should not be going off on their own. That was very risky and very dangerous. Obviously the Camarilla are a little bit complacent in a way, because they've been having so many victories against witches, and they thought that they were so protected because they used workings that were Turim and not canon by the mainstream older canon. They weren't prepared for them, but it was a very risky move. It was a brave move. Abigail was fully aware of their capabilities and backed them, as they should, but I do wonder if they're going to get, like, punished, but you can't really punish them for saving the day. So it's interesting what the response of that is going to be. I think Petra is going to be both proud and furious, but I'm intrigued about what Order's going to do, because technically Abigail went against her orders, because she was ordered to not do anything. But then she saved her asset. Tally was in this episode the least, but that's okay, because there was a lot of other stuff to get done with. But the bit she was in, made an impact. Her desperation to help, you know, she is the best site. They need her. Then running into the Dodgers, and, you know, season 1, Tally had an exemption, something the Dodgers would dream of having, and she chose to join the military. You know, that was how loyal she was to the ideal of protecting people from the spree. Now, the Dodgers aren't the spree, I'm not trying to compare them there, but, you know, season 1, Tally would have had a lot of a hard, I mean, she's always been a very empathetic and understanding person, but she would have been a lot more, not hostile to them, because she's not like a horrible person, but she would have been a lot more like, oh, you're dodgers. But you know, when she kind of said like, oh yeah, I didn't mean anything harsh by it, I agree that the military isn't great. And I loved that. I loved seeing the kind of evolution we're on, that she share the information with them because they need to know. Like, that's what I've been saying. Like, yes, not panicking people is a good thing, but people are out there who are witches and they are not protecting themselves from the Camarilla because they don't know they need to. You know, if someone was coming around breaking into all the homes in England of people with long brown hair, I'd want to know about it so I could be protected, even if it would scare me. So I think Tally yet again showed her empathy, her compassion, and her strength in that moment. And yet again, I adore her, but she needs to contain her temper, or not even just that, but like her sense of right and wrong, of right. She is someone that, and I think where Tally's moral compass swings is where you need to be going, because she's always right in my opinion, but she needs to be more circumspect around Alder, you know, like, I think it's interesting. I think the fact that they were connected in the way they were has really emboldened Tally to an extent, but she also was telling her just what she thought when they were in the Turim. And Alder continually referring to Raelle as an asset. Like, yeah, sure, she also then was like, I must protect my daughters. But she does, I think the very nature of living as long as she did, of seeing so many witches come and go, whether they die in battle or they die of old age, as much as she calls them herself like the mother of all witches and calls them her daughters, they are merely fleeting assets for her. I don't think you could ever agree to having biddies if you didn't view other people as a little bit less than you. And yeah, I think Tally has so many good points, but the more she butts heads with Alder, the more she knows about Alder, or is very clearly someone that not only knows information Alder would prefer was secret, but is furious with Alder about it, the more danger I feel like she's in from Alder. I don't think you can survive as long as you did as long as Alder has, especially with as many questionable elements in your past as Alder has, without getting rid of people that wrong you a little bit. I mean, it's what she did with Nicta. And then with Tally. Again, Tally saved the day. One of the biddies was working with the spree. I did think it had to be something like that because we kind of saw through somebody's eyes and it looked like one of the biddies, and of course it was the recent biddy. And Nicta, so Tally not only, again, proved how awesome she is, that no one else was able to do what she did, and that she is an asset, as Alder likes to say, so hopefully Alder will keep her alive because of that. But then Nicta saw her through the biddy's eyes, because obviously, and Tally was able to sense that Nicta was doing it. Oh my god, I'm very scared now because Nicta knows that Tally knows, and Nicta knows that Tally is a person that knows a lot. I'm stressed for Tally in general, but I do also think it would be so fascinating if ever those two were able to like sit down over a cup of coffee and have a chat. Now obviously that would never be how they'd meet, because Tally shares a lot of Nicta's anger. Tally has seen what happened and feels as furious as Nicta did. But Tally is also somebody that would never create an organisation that murders innocent people. So I think it really is interesting to see that these two people that have the same anger, the same passion, the same sense of right and wrong to a degree, but then are so polar opposites in other ways. It would just be really interesting to see their minds clash. And, you know, if Nicta was watching, did she see Tally yelling at Alder about Raelle not being an asset? It'll be interesting if they ever do meet. Though I'm stressed about that because I can't imagine Nicta would be like, hello you, nice to meet you, I'm Nicta. I do think it would be a lot more stressful as a situation. This show is amazing. It doesn't pull its punches. It hurts a lot because it doesn't pull its punches, so they suffer a lot and they go through extreme torture a lot. But it also, I think in so many ways, can reflect our real world while also being very different from our real world. And I'm just so proud of these characters. None of them are perfect, none of them are flawless, but they are all everything to me. Tally is my favourite character, but in many other shows, Raelle and Abigail would also be my favourite characters above other characters within the shows that I watch. So I just adore all three of them so much, and I'm so proud of them and the journeys they're going on, even if I need to hug them all the time because I'm stressed for them. So a reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.